Hello, welcome everybody. What's happening out there? Once again, we're talking about some of our Imperial Knights. We're going to go over the Armiger Helverins and the Armiger War Glaives. What's different between them? I mean, other than the obvious, when would you want to use which for which? You know, what's my favorite loadouts? What's your favorite loadouts? Leave them in the comments below. Before we get started on that, once again, guys, feel free to subscribe to the channel. We got lots of content coming out on a regular basis now. So if you don't want to miss anything, you know, subscribe, hit that notifications button, and that way you're sure that you'll receive everything that is coming from this channel. Anyways, let's get into it. So first of all, let's take a look here at the Armiger Helverin. Okay, so it's got, without being wounded, it's got the movement 14 inches, weapon skill 3, ballistic skill 3, strength 6, toughness 7, wounds 12, attacks are 4, has a leadership 8, a 3+ save. Now it does have the ion shield, which gives it a 5+ invulnerable save against ranged weapons. Has the explode, so once it's reduced to 0 wounds, on a roll of a 6, it explodes, and each unit within 6 inches suffers a D3 mortal wounds. Now, it's also counted as a vehicle squadron, so you can have up to 3 of them in the unit. But the first time this unit is set up, all of its models must be placed within 6 inches of each other. From that point onward, each operates independently and is treated as a separate unit. So I believe that means you can bring 9 of these things with 3 different units in 8th edition, being the rule of only being able to have 3 of any one particular unit. But then once they hit the battlefield, you separate. Anyway, so the Armiger Helverin, it has the Armiger autocannons. These lovely guns right here. Love the models. Love these guns. You can have them all still so that they move and everything. 60-inch range. Heavy 2d3, strength 7, so that's great. You're going to be wounding most infantry. You're going to be wounding on 3s, possibly 2 if they're some of the lighter infantry. AP -1, so okay. I mean, you're even giving your Space Marines, you're getting a 50-50 chance, but anything lighter than that, your Imperial Guard, your Orcs, you're going to be wiping off the table. But they do a damage 3, so now I'm starting to think that this is really good against lightly armored, your dreadnoughts and things as such. I know it's only got the AP -1, but it's going to do good with the damage output of damage 3, because heavy 2d3 for each of these. So you got 2 of these. So on average, that's going to be like 6 shots that you're pumping at. 6 shots at strength 7, AP -1, damage 3. Yeah, you're gonna be doing some damage, and it ignores the penalty to hit rolls for moving and firing this heavy weapon. Now, once again, at the top, you can arm it with the heavy stubber or the melta gun, and these models are great. No need to glue them in. You can just pop them in the top. You can see, got them so that they're fully exchangeable there. So with that, heavy stubber, it's 36-inch range, heavy 3, strength 4, AP 0, damage 1. And then the melta gun has a 12-inch range, assault 1, strength 8, AP -4, damage D6. If the target's within half range, so 6 inches away, you roll 2 dice when inflicting damage and discard the lowest. That's why you can see, for default, I have it on my War Glaive, because this is more up close and in your face. This is more stand back, stand around some of your long-range knights or your long-range tanks if you're matching it with Imperial Guard, which, that's a good for command points, very command point heavy army. Running an entire knight list might not be your most competitive. You combine these guys with some of your Imperial Guard units. Next thing you know, you're starting to get those stratagems that can really pay off, because the knights have some fantastic stratagems. If you haven't seen those yet, I have another video going through the cards. It's a card by card look. You can pause the video, take a look. Highly suggest looking at that if you're interested in seeing what the cards are. Okay, so now we move on to the Armiger War Glaive. Again, this guy here, I find he's better. You charge up the field, you put him right in the face of your opponent, force your opponent to deal with them, and that way your long range shooters can really do the best effect that they're going to have on the field, because your opponent is going to have to deal with this guy coming at him. He really is. So again, it has the heavy stubber and melt. Again, we already went over what those do. But then it has the thermal spear. Now that's a great weapon, the thermal spear. But however, it's a 30-inch range. So it's assault D3, strength 8, AP -4, does D6 damage. So that's great. And then if the target is within half range, so 15 inches, roll 2 dice when inflicting the damage and discard the lowest. So again, excellent. You're going across the battlefield. Again, this guy, same stats as before with the Helverin. A movement of 14 inches, weapon skill 3+, ballistic skill 3+. Now, both of these, as they take wounds, go down. You know, if he only has 4 to 6 wounds remaining, then it's movement 10 inches, weapon skill 4+, ballistic skill 4+. If they have between 1 to 3 wounds remaining, and this once again is both of these models, they have a 7-inch movement, 5+ weapon skill, 5+ ballistic skill. So, but the Reaper Chainsword, once you get up there, you're up your personal. It's a great little weapon. It's like a little mini, Reaper Chainsword. It's a Reaper Chain Cleaver is what this is called. So when you make a melee attack with the weapon, you choose one of 2 profiles. You can either strike or sweep. The strike is, range melee, type melee, strength ×2. So you'd be hitting at strength 12. It's AP -3 for 3 damage. So that's great. You get up there, you rip into some of the vehicles, right? Some of the lightly armored, or even your heavier armored stuff. I mean, you're still wounding on 4s, right? But rip right into those. Even characters, I might choose to do that. Well, actually, I'd definitely choose to do that. And you're getting 4 attacks with that. Don't forget, 4 attacks on a 3+. That's pretty good. You're hitting on like 3 of those attacks. You're going to be dealing about 9 points of damage with an AP of -3. You're going to be probably doing 9 points of damage in melee with this. You're gonna rip through dreadnoughts and whatnot as long as you are attacking first. On the sweep, it's range melee, type melee, strength as user. So now you're looking at a strength 6 weapon. It's only an AP -2 instead of the -3. It only does 1 damage instead of the 3 damage, but you make 2 hit rolls for each attack made with this weapon instead of 1. So now you're getting 8 attacks with it. Okay, so the guy's trying to tar pit you with a larger unit. You're going to chew through them a little faster with that. If you're just going against, Orc Boys, you're going against Imperial Guard, your Necrons, you're going against, those single units, you're wanting to take them out. Even with AP -2, you're still chewing through Marines. The guy's got like a 5-man squad on you. Yeah, you're going to chew through them pretty quick. Now abilities, again, has the Ion Shield, a 5+ invulnerable save, it explodes, and it also has the Squadron. So, how would I use these? Again, as I was mentioning, this guy here stays backfield. He's got the 60-inch range going, and then the 36-inch heavy stubber, for things that get halfway across the field to him. And you're picking off units, and you're picking off the lightly armored vehicles. You're taking out their sentinels, you're taking out bikes. Even if firing at dreadnoughts at 3 damage each, you can really put a big dent in some other vehicles as well. Fire this guy second. Fire off some of your bigger knights first. Use these guys to clean up those remaining wounds on some of those higher wound units. This guy here, what are you using him for? I'd use him. I'd run him as defense. I'd run him as objective grabbers. You're throwing them across the table in the face of your opponent. That's how I'd be using this guy. I'd be intercepting those smaller units that are coming to try and take out your larger knights. Get this guy in their face first. Now, again, these are Lord of Wars, and your knights, don't forget, they can step out of combat when they get in. So they can step out, they can take those shots at your enemy. So, again, that's how I'd be using them. I don't know. How would you guys use them? Leave that in the comments below. Let's start a discussion on this. I mean, I haven't got these guys on the table yet. This is just my thoughts. Going to be bringing a knight army to my local gaming store shortly to try testing them out. I know some of the guys down there have been running them already. Again, when it comes to the models, this is the one, the box, the Armiger Helverin's box. This is the one that came in the Forgebane box. And you can see even on the shoulder pads, slightly different. On the legs, The models themselves, slightly different. You can see the design here. Yeah. Anyways, guys, once again, please like, subscribe, comment. Let's get that discussion going down below as to how you'd run these guys in yours. Are you going to use them as a separate detachment along with some guard or some admech or maybe even with your Marines? Are you going to be fielding the full knight army? Let's start a discussion. And once again, guys, have fun with it.